If you don't believe in Jesus' love, this message isn't for you. But if you do, listen closely. Today, Jesus is reaching out to you with His boundless grace. His love is about to embrace you, and blessings are on their way. Open your heart and welcome them. This message finding you isn't by chance. It's divine providence. Today marks the end of your struggles as Jesus promised peace draws near. The Lord has ordained your joy. Tonight, as you rest, the Holy Spirit will guide your dreams. You'll awaken with renewed hope. Please share this message of love with others. If not, don't worry. Jesus loves you unconditionally and desires for you to spread His warmth. He is your comfort, your light, and your all-encompassing love. May His presence fill your life with purpose and joy. Chosen one, what I'm about to reveal will shake you to your core. If you are watching this, know that it is not by chance. You were led here for a reason, guided by forces beyond human understanding. There is a prophecy unfolding, and whether you realize it or not, you play a critical role in what is coming. The year ahead will be unlike anything the world has ever seen. Chaos is brewing beneath the surface, and soon the veil will be torn away. Everything that has been hidden, every deception that has controlled the minds of the masses will be exposed in the light of truth. But this is not a message of fear. This is a message of preparation. Because while the world panics, the chosen ones will rise. For too long, you have felt an unexplainable pull, a deep knowing that you were meant for something more. That feeling was not a mistake. It was your soul awakening to the divine assignment placed upon your life before you ever took your first breath. The events of 2025 will force humanity to make a choice, succumb to the illusion, or stand firm in divine truth. Those who walk in light will be tested, and those who are not ready will be swept away in the flood of confusion. But you are not here to drown. You are here to lead. You must understand, the battle ahead is not of flesh and blood. It is a war of the spirit, a war of perception, a war of control over the minds of the people. The forces of darkness have spent decades crafting a narrative designed to keep the masses asleep. They have built their empires on deception, feeding the world a carefully constructed illusion that hides the truth of who you are. The chosen ones were never meant to conform to this system. You were meant to disrupt it. That is why you have felt out of place for so long. That is why you have always sensed that the world was not as it seemed. The shift is already happening. Those who refuse to see it will be caught off guard, left scrambling to find answers when the world, as they know it, begins to collapse. But you have an advantage. You were given foresight. You were given the ability to discern beyond the surface, to recognize the patterns and signs that most ignore. That is why you are here. That is why this message has reached you at this exact moment, because you are being called to prepare. If you fail to recognize your role in what is coming, you risk being swept away in the storm. This is not the time to be passive. This is not the time to sit back and wait for the world to return to normal. There is no normal anymore. There is only what comes next. And what comes next is unlike anything you have ever experienced. The illusion is beginning to crack, and when it does, those who have built their lives on falsehoods will fall into despair. But those who have been preparing, those who have been watching, those who have been sharpening their spiritual armor, they will rise above it all. You have been called to be a leader in this shift. The world will need voices of truth when the deception collapses. There will be many who will feel lost, who will be desperate for answers, who will be drowning in fear. They will look for guidance, for someone who understands what is happening, for someone who is unshaken when everything else crumbles. That someone is you. Your role is not to hide in the shadows. Your role is to step forward, to be a pillar of strength when others are weak. For centuries, the forces of darkness have worked to suppress those who carry the light. They have tried to convince you that you are powerless, that you must play by their rules, that you must shrink yourself to fit into their broken system. But the time of being silent is over. The time of questioning your own power is over. You are not small. You are not insignificant. You were born for this very moment, and now your purpose is being activated. The knowledge that has been hidden from you is coming to the surface. The veil is lifting, and the truth is being revealed. The coming chaos is not random. It is orchestrated. It is a strategy designed to keep humanity in a state of fear, confusion, and obedience. The world will be flooded with misinformation, distractions, and crises meant to drain your energy and keep you spiritually disconnected. But while the rest of the world is thrown into panic, you will be standing in unshakable faith. You will not be fooled by their tactics. You will not be controlled by fear. You will see through the illusion and recognize that what looks like destruction is actually divine alignment. The great separation is beginning. The world is being divided into two groups: those who cling to the old world and those who step into the new. There is no in-between. There is no neutrality in this war. You will have to decide where you stand, because 2025 will be the year where every hidden truth is brought to light. Those who refuse to awaken will resist, and in their resistance, they will fight to uphold the very system that is designed to keep them enslaved. But those who choose to see, those who choose to step into their divine power, will witness miracles beyond human comprehension. This is why you have always felt different. This is why you have always questioned things that others accepted blindly. This is why you have never been able to settle for a life of mediocrity and ignorance. You were not created to fit in. You were created to rise. And in 2025, the time to rise will no longer be a choice, will be a necessity. The world will shift, and you will either rise with it or be left behind in the ruins of the past. The darkness will grow bolder, more aggressive, more deceptive than ever before. It will attempt to drown out the truth with distractions, division, and destruction. It will manipulate the minds of those who are not spiritually fortified. But do not be afraid. The chosen ones have already been equipped with everything they need. The power is already within you. The only thing that remains is for you to activate it. The illusion is breaking. The world you once knew is disappearing. The systems you relied on will not survive what is coming, but you will. You were built for this. You were trained for this. Every hardship, every struggle, every trial you have faced has been preparation for this very moment. And now, the moment has arrived. You will not stand by as an observer. You will step into your power, because the world needs you now more than ever. This is not a time for fear. This is a time for clarity. This is a time for action. This is a time for divine alignment. The great shift is already happening, and you are standing at the edge of a reality unlike anything humanity has ever seen. Everything you thought you knew is about to change. But you will not be shaken. You will not be lost. You will not be caught off guard, because you are chosen, because you are ready, because your moment is now. The world is standing at the edge of something irreversible. The illusion that has held humanity in bondage for centuries is cracking. And when it finally shatters, a great division will take place. This is not just a physical separation, it is a spiritual one. The chosen ones will be pulled in one direction, while the rest of the world will cling to the crumbling remains of a system that was never designed to last. You must understand, this division is not punishment. Those who have aligned themselves with truth will be elevated, while those who resist it will fall deeper into deception. In 2025, the lines between truth and illusion will no longer be blurred. Everything will be exposed. The false leaders who claim to stand for righteousness will be unmasked. The institutions that promised security will be revealed as houses of corruption. The lies that were once whispered in secrecy will be shouted from the rooftops. And when this happens, the world will have no choice but to react. Some will embrace the truth and step into their divine calling. Others will cling desperately to their illusions, unable to accept that everything they believed in was a lie. You will witness people turning on each other. Families will divide. Friends will become strangers. Entire communities will collapse under the weight of their own ignorance. This is the cost of awakening. The chosen ones will no longer be able to blend in, to hide among the masses, to pretend they do not see what is happening. You will either stand in your power or be dragged down with those who refuse to see. There will be no more room for hesitation. The time for neutrality is over. But understand this, you are not meant to be afraid of this division. You are meant to rise above it. While the rest of the world fights and struggles, you will move with clarity. You will know what is happening before it happens. You will be prepared, because you are not just anyone. You are chosen, and those who are chosen are given the eyes to see what others cannot. The darkness is preparing to unleash its strongest deception yet. The world is about to enter a state of confusion so great that even the strongest minds will struggle to comprehend what is happening. Governments will collapse under their own corruption. Leaders will reveal their true allegiances. The systems of control will become more aggressive, more desperate to maintain their grip. And in the midst of this, the chosen ones will be tested. Do not think that because you are awake, you will be spared from the chaos. If anything, your awakening makes you a target. The forces that control this world do not want you to rise. They do not want you to speak. They do not want you to guide others to the truth, because the moment you do, their power crumbles. This is why they will do everything in their power to silence you, to isolate you, to make you doubt yourself. They will use fear as their greatest weapon. But fear is an illusion, and those who are truly chosen know that they are protected beyond human understanding. You have already been given everything you need to withstand what is coming. You have been trained through every trial, every setback, every hardship. The things that once broke you were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to prepare you. The challenges you have faced were not punishments. They were lessons, molding you into the warrior you were destined to become. And now, the time has come to use what you have learned. There is a reason you have always felt different. A reason you have never been able to fully conform to the ways of this world. That feeling was not your imagination. It was your soul remembering what it was always meant to do. You did not come here to live an ordinary life. You did not come here to follow the rules of a broken system. You came here to dismantle it. You came here to lead. You came here to awaken others. As the world spirals into confusion, those who once mocked you will begin to seek you out. The same people who ridiculed your beliefs, who dismissed your warnings, who laughed at your visions, will now be desperate for answers. They will see the truth unfolding before their eyes, and they will realize too late that they were blind. Some will humble themselves and seek guidance. Others will resist, clinging to their ignorance until the very end. But regardless of how they respond, your role remains the same. You are here to be a light in the darkness. And make no mistake, the darkness is growing. They have manipulated history, rewritten reality, and conditioned the minds of the masses to reject truth and embrace illusion. But their time is running out. Their power is slipping, and they know it. That is why they will grow more desperate. That is why they will unleash chaos on an unprecedented level. Because they know that once the chosen ones rise, their reign is over. The systems you once relied on will not survive what is coming. The economy, the governments, the institutions of power, they will all collapse under the weight of their own deception. The people who placed their trust in these systems will be left broken and directionless. They will realize too late that they were lied to, that they were controlled, that they were nothing more than pawns in a game designed to keep them asleep. And when this realization comes, there will be nowhere for them to turn except to those who have always known the truth. This is where your role becomes undeniable. This is where you must step forward, not with fear, but with absolute certainty. Because while the world scrambles to find stability, you will already know that true security comes from one source: divine alignment. God has already promised to provide for His chosen ones. You are not meant to struggle. You are not meant to fear. You are meant to walk in abundance while the rest of the world collapses under its illusions. The chosen ones will not be caught off guard by the collapse. You will see it coming. You will understand its purpose. While others lose everything, you will gain clarity. While others panic, you will be at peace. Because your faith is not in the systems of this world. Your faith is in something greater. But understand this: not everyone will see what you see. Many will refuse to accept that their world is falling apart. They will fight to hold onto their illusions, even as those illusions crumble before their eyes. They will lash out in anger, in denial, in fear. They will attack the chosen ones, accusing them of being the cause of the chaos, rather than the ones who have always warned of its arrival. This is why you must be prepared, not just physically, but spiritually. The chosen ones will not just survive what is coming. They will thrive. Because while the world focuses on material survival, you will be walking in divine provision. You will be protected in ways that defy logic. Your needs will be met in ways that cannot be explained. by human reasoning. The world will call it luck, but you will know the truth. It is not luck, it is alignment. It is divine favor. It is the fulfillment of a promise that has been written since the beginning of time. There is nothing to fear. The collapse of the old world is not the end. It is the beginning of something greater. The destruction you see is not random. It is a clearing of the path. It is the removal of everything that is not in alignment with truth. And those who are prepared, those who are chosen, those who are walking in divine purpose will not only survive this shift, they will rise because of it. The world is entering a time of great darkness, but you were never meant to be swallowed by the darkness. You were meant to shine through it. You were meant to be a beacon of light when others cannot see the way forward. And as the veil lifts and the truth is revealed, your role in this divine plan will become undeniable. This is the moment you have been waiting for. The moment your soul has been preparing for. The moment when everything changes. And the only question that remains is, are you ready? You were never meant to walk this journey in lack or uncertainty. While the world is being thrown into chaos, you are stepping into divine provision. The chosen ones will not be left scrambling to survive like the rest of the world. The hand of God has already gone before you, making a way where there seems to be none. This is the season where you will witness the supernatural in ways that defy logic. Just as He provided manna in the wilderness, He will provide for you in ways that leave no room for doubt. The world will be filled with fear of financial collapse, fear of losing control, fear of the unknown. But while the world is ruled by scarcity, you will be walking in overflow, because your supply does not come from the systems of man. Your provision is not dependent on governments, corporations, or the economy. Your wealth is not tied to paper currency or digital assets. Your provision comes from a source that cannot be shaken, a source that existed before time itself. This is why you cannot afford to live with a mindset of lack. The chosen ones are called to be stewards of divine abundance. Everything you need will arrive at the perfect moment. Doors will open where others only see walls. Opportunities will appear that no man can explain. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, receiving exactly what you needed, because that is how divine provision works. But you must prepare yourself for the opposition that comes with this blessing. When the world sees you thriving in the midst of crisis, they will not understand. They will question how you are succeeding when everything around them is falling apart. Some will resent you. Some will accuse you. Some will mock you. But do not be shaken. Their reaction is not your burden to carry. The same ones who doubted you will be the first to ask how you did it. And when that moment comes, you will have the answer. You will not boast in your own strength, but in the truth that you serve a God who never abandons His chosen ones. This is not just about financial wealth. This is about abundance in every area of your life. Your relationships will be aligned. Your health will be restored. Your purpose will be made clear. You will walk with an authority that cannot be denied. The chosen ones are not just blessed for their own benefit. You are blessed so that you may be a blessing. You are meant to be a beacon, a living testimony of what happens when you align with divine truth. But understand, this walking in abundance comes with responsibility. You must guard your spirit. Not everyone who smiles in your face will celebrate your success. Some will try to take from you without giving. Some will try to manipulate you. Some will try to attach themselves to your blessings without doing the inner work required to receive their own. You must be discerning. You must protect what God has given you, because the enemy will not stop trying to take it away. Do not be surprised when people start revealing their true colors. As you step into divine abundance, you will notice that certain relationships can no longer continue. People who once claimed to support you will begin to show signs of jealousy, of entitlement, of resentment. Some will try to guilt you into sharing what you have received. Some will twist the truth to make you feel as though you owe them. But you owe nothing to those who refuse to do the work. You owe nothing to those who mocked your journey. Be prepared for this. The chosen ones are not just called to be blessed, they are called to be tested. And one of the greatest tests of abundance is knowing who to bless and who to walk away from. Not everyone can go where you are going. Not everyone was meant to rise with you. And that is not your burden to fix. Your mission is to align with divine will, to follow the path set before you, and to use your blessings as a tool for greater impact. This is why divine wealth is given to those who are spiritually mature. Because true abundance is not just about receiving it, it's about distributing wisely. The wealth you receive is meant to fuel your purpose, to uplift others, to create lasting change. You are being positioned for something greater than personal success. You are being positioned for divine influence. And with that influence comes responsibility. As the darkness in this world intensifies, the chosen ones will rise as pillars of light. Your abundance is not just for you, it's for those who will look to you for guidance. You will not just be financially secure. You will be emotionally strong, mentally clear, spiritually fortified. Your presence alone will be a source of peace for those who are lost. And this is why you cannot afford to be distracted by petty battles or meaningless drama. you have work to do. Your wealth will not just be measured in money, but in wisdom, in favor, in influence, in the ability to create change where others only see obstacles. You are being set apart so that you may lead, so that you may teach, so that you may guide those who are just beginning their journey of awakening. Do not take this responsibility lightly. The world will resist you. The system will try to pull you back in, but you must remember who you are. You must remember that you were not chosen to live in fear. You were not chosen to be controlled by the illusions of scarcity. You were not chosen to play small. You were chosen to be great. And that greatness is not measured by the standards of this world, but by the impact you leave behind. As 2025 approaches, you will see many things shift. The illusion is breaking. The old world is crumbling. And those who are not prepared will be lost in the chaos. But you are not one of them. You are already rising. You are already aligning with divine will. You are already stepping into the reality that was meant for you. Do not look back. Do not doubt. Do not second-guess your role in this. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. Everything you have endured has led you to this moment. And now, the only thing left to do is step forward with absolute certainty. You are chosen. You are prepared. And your time is now.